we're live.
Committee on Civil Service, Tuesday, the 30th of June, 2020. Councilmember Wingo.
Present.
Councilmember Bowman.
Present.
Councilmember Rivera.
Present.
Councilmember Wyatt.
Here.
Quorum is present.
All right. Thank you for everyone who's joining the Civil Service Committee this morning. It will be a fairly quick agenda, but we just will ensure that some comments are made regarding some of these appointments. So we can start from the top, Mr. Majority Leader.
Item number 1, appoint senior staff supervisor.
Motion to approve items 1 through 12.
Item number 12, appoint HUD program manager.
Items open.
I'm sorry, we're going to second that first motion by Councilmember Bowman. All right, I'm sorry, go ahead, Majority Leader.
A motion to open up item number 13.
Okay, item number 13. Do we have it up on the screen yet? Okay. Item number 13, I'm going to start here because this is something that I want to make sure that we address. And when my colleague, Councilmember Wyatt was the chair, we visited these issues quite often. And I just believe that if you work for the city of Buffalo, you ought to live in the city of Buffalo. So I'm going to ask if we have Commissioner Bill Ronaldo on yet. Oh, there he is. I see you. Commissioner, yeah, he's muted.
Yes, I'm here, Councilman.
Commissioner, good morning.
Good morning.
Now I'm opening this item because I'm going to speak generally on this particular item, but in relation to many other items as well. Now, I know that you just became the commissioner only a couple of years now, and I believe you've been doing a great job as commissioner. And this is completely and totally out of your control as folks who were hired in the fire department before you came on, who do not live in the city of Buffalo. There's nothing we can do about that. Contract doesn't speak to that right now as it relates to their residency. But there are, I didn't count them intentionally, but there are a few captains and lieutenants who are being promoted who do not live in the city of Buffalo. Now, as it relates to all of the new hires, I would just like for you to share with the public, what is the residency requirement for all new hires for the Buffalo Fire Department?
Yes, just for everyone's edification, any new hire is required to live in the city for the duration of their employment.
For the duration of their employment. Now, is that something that you are a part of negotiating, Commissioner?
Actually, that was negotiated prior to me coming on board, Councilman.
Now, I'm going to ask you, how do you feel about that, Commissioner? How do you feel about all of the firemen having to live in the city of Buffalo for their entire tenure as a firefighter?
Actually, personally, I'm a fan of it. I think people should live and work or live in the community that they serve. I'm a big fan of it, and I'm a proponent of it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now, there again, these folks who don't live in the city of Buffalo, for instance, we have, this one individual who's being promoted who lives in Hamburg. Nothing against this individual who lives in Hamburg, but, I want everyone to know, if you are looking to be a firefighter or working for the police fire, the Buffalo Fire Department, you are required to live in the city of Buffalo. I'm going to approve all of these because they were grandfathered in the old contract, of which, of course, because they are being promoted and not being hired, clearly they are grandfathered into the old contract where they don't have to necessarily live in the city of Buffalo. But
Right.
for all of the new hires, and I really appreciate you, Commissioner, sharing your opinion on the residency of all of our firefighters, that they ought to live in the city of Buffalo. And I'm going to leave this here because there will be some subsequent conversations we're going to have regarding residency for city employees who come through the civil service committee. And I'm just going to warn everyone now, administration, comptroller, common council, if they do not live in the city of Buffalo and they should happen to come before this committee, I'm not going to approve that appointment because I believe that they ought to live in the city of Buffalo. Now, they may get hired anyway. They may already be working, but they won't have this committee's approval, or they won't be, I will have that item tabled. I will have that item tabled indefinitely until they prove that they live in the city of Buffalo. We can make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Seconded by Councilmember Bowman.
Chairman, I'm not sure if we got a motion for item 12.
Item 12, a motion to approve items 1 through 12.
And then we seconded by Councilmember Bowman.
Thank you. Item number 14, appoint internal auditor.
Motion to approve items 14 through 21.
Motion is to approve, seconded by Councilmember Bowman.
Item number 22, notices of appointment, temporary, provisional, and permanent.
Motion to receive and file items 22 and 23.
Seconded by Councilmember Bowman.
Item number 24, appoint fire lieutenants.
Motion to approve items 24 through 29.
Seconded by Council President Pridgen.
That's it. If there's nothing further to discuss, motion to adjourn.
Seconded by Councilmember Bowman. Thank you, everyone.